Hello! If you would like to join me for a flip through on my B6 Aura Estelle Daily Classic, then stay tuned. So I thought I would do a little bit of a flip and a little bit of a chatty video, just kind of talking about like processing out what I'm doing for planning, what's working, what's not working, what my future plans for planning are, and so on and so forth. Okay, so let's get right into it. So first and foremost, this is the planner that I am using primarily. I would say that's more of like a home planner. I do not take this with me anywhere that I go, mostly because it's ostrich. Ostrich is crazy expensive. This is why I don't have really expensive handbags because I struggle with taking them out with me because I get so nervous that I'm going to ruin them. So this is where I'm at. So basically, I am using this. It basically stays on my desk, and I'll talk about my process, what goes through my head, what my plan is, so on and so forth. So basically, this is how it works for me. This particular cover and planner stay on my desk, and I don't really bring them with me anywhere. I might bring them with me to my bedroom where I have a chair that I sit in at night to sort of process a few things out. But for the most part, it sits on my desk, and as you can see, it's pretty much, other than like my handling it type of patina, which you can see a little bit of darkening on the clasp. Other than that, it looks pretty new, and this is the lavender Vand Der Spek in full quill ostrich, in case you're curious. So with that, it's kind of frustrating that I don't want to bring it with me everywhere, and so I need something that I can bring with me everywhere. And that means around the house, sitting out on the front porch while I'm having coffee, what have you. And so I actually use the Hobonichi Weeks for that, and I currently just have it in this Moterm cover. I do have one of the new full grain Moterm covers coming in apricot, and that comes from AliExpress, so it takes like 3 weeks to a month to get here. So I'm not like, you know, overly thinking I'm gonna have it in my hands anytime soon. So for now, this is working. I won't lie, like this cover, as far as Moterm goes, is pretty nice. But I will be 100% with y'all. I don't like this litchy leather at all. It's plasticky feeling. It does have kind of a chemically smell. It is leather, but I don't like this line. I don't like this kind of leather. I haven't from the start, and I know that about me. So if I want to try a process, then I'll get a cheap cover like this, and I almost always usually end up selling it because I just don't like this leather. That's just me, and y'all do you. If you like it, that's great. It is durable, and it is something that you can haul around with you everywhere. But otherwise, other than that, I'm just not a fan of this pebbled kind of litchy leather. But it's serving its purpose for me right now. Like I said, I have another Moterm in the full grain leather coming. I purchased that in the apricot, so it's sort of like a slightly tanned undyed. And I do actually have an Eternal Leather Goods being made for a week's cover, and I'll kind of talk about that as my future process in a few minutes. So what I do is we'll actually start with the weeks. So at the beginning of the week, or really at any point, I will come into my weeks, and I do have it tabbed at the bottom with the bookmarks. I don't usually use bookmarks, but I just haven't cut them out yet. I have one of these small tabs that are Midori tabs, and they're just like teeny little metal ones, and I love them. They work great. Low profile, super skinny. They don't bulk up your planner. I love that. So basically what I do is I process my week out. So absolutely everything I know I need to try and get done in the week, I will write down here. And then any of my plans, like physical plans, I will put in the weekly. It's simple. I don't overcomplicate it. I use the back pages for random notes. I have like a Sam's ongoing list. I have I wrote planner needs / lineup. I don't really need all of these planners, but this is literally what I have and what I'm currently using, and that's insane, right? They're not all planners. A lot of them are other things, journals, photo journals. I have a journal that I've been writing out Psalms and photo a day, which pretty much that fell by the wayside. I have a couple of brain dumps in both B6 and A6. I like to keep those around at all times so that I always have a brain dump when I need it. Let me zoom you guys in just a wee. So yeah, so I have a couple different brain dumps. Then I have all of these. So I have business planners, I have my main planner, I have an on-the-go planner, my overview planner, I have a financial planner, I do have a home catch-all planner. Don't really use that a whole lot for much of anything. I have a gripe journal, and my gripe journal is basically one of those journals that I literally gripe in, and when I'm done I just burn it because nobody needs to see that part of me. I have a photo memory journal and the Psalms journal. So yeah, so I just literally have kind of randomage that I put in here. This was me processing out my customs that I ordered from Vand Der Spek in the Liaison leather. I won't have those in forever. And I guess that's about all I have in there right now. So my Hobonichi weeks is really quite simple. As you can see, minimal decor, not going crazy. What I am doing is on my monthlies, I allow myself to subscribe to one kit. That I am purchasing is the kit from Sterling Ink. And so every month when her kits come in, what I'm doing is just picking one sticker and putting one sticker on my monthly. So I guess I didn't do it for the month of March, but I did get March, I did get April, May, June, and then once I get my July kit, which was just shipped, I will put one sticker here from that monthly sub kit. So I did a couple of them on this one, and I did the June sticker because I had already written it out, which you will see on my B6, so I used that one there. But yeah, it's fun. I don't go crazy because again, this really needs to be super functional for me. And as much as I love flipping through a cover or a planner that has all the things in it, which I do love, I just don't need to do that with my overview planner on my Hobonichi weeks. It's not necessary. Just want to keep it super simple. Literally list making and appointments and leaving it at that. And then using random pages in the back. Whenever I have this and not a brain dump book, I will put them in here. So that is that. Pretty simple. So Hobonichi weeks, like I said, this is the Moterm cover, and this is in the, what is this one? Taupe, in the taupe color. So that is that. And I did put an additional pen loop on the inside of the plastic cover so that I could have a mild liner with me at all times. So that is that. So then what I do is I take that weekly, which I should kind of leave that open so I could show you. I take the weekly notes. So I really only just started this one. So like, let's look back at the last 2 weeks. So here is one where I like used it more. So this whole entire thing was something I needed to try to get done for the week. This was an insane amount to try and think I was going to complete, and I did not. So as you can see, I have a lot of these arrows, and the arrows basically mean that I was porting those to do things to the next week. And then you can see these are the things that I really needed to be at the top of my brain. And so yeah, so basically then I take this and I leave it open, and I go to my B6 and I open up to a day. This was a holiday, so actually let's go back. And I am gonna do like a kind of like a flip of this too, but I thought I would just kind of like process this out and just kind of show you like how my brain is working. So let's find a real day when I actually had stuff going on. So then I try, and this is really important for me. So I try and think about, okay, this is, say, Thursday. On any given Thursday, how busy am I? One thing that I really need to make sure that I'm doing, and this is super, super important, is I need to make sure I'm being realistic with my goals for the day. Because if I'm not realistic with myself, then I get super frustrated when I have this long list of to-dos and nothing gets done. Super, super frustrated. Nobody's fault but my own, because I just sort of overplanned the day. So really, I need to be more realistic about my goals for the day and what I can actually accomplish. So say on this Thursday, I had a hair appointment at 9 o'clock. So I am not gonna get a whole lot done when I have a hair appointment at 9 o'clock. So these were the like few things that I was like, okay, realistically, I can get this stuff done today and not have issues. So that actually worked out fairly well. This actually was a very crazy day looking back at my log, and that's how I know how it was crazy, because in the morning, my son is raising quail. This is something he's always wanted to do. So he was raising quail. They called me at like, I think it was 8 o'clock in the morning and said, your quail are here and I have a 9 o'clock hair appointment. I was like, ah. So I literally rushed and got his quail for him, rushed home, let him get everything set up, and then took off. And literally I slid into my hair appointment 5 minutes before she was supposed to be there, and then she was 15 minutes late. So I was like, well, at least I was here on time. So that day was crazy. So basically, these were the only things that I was able to get done, and that is totally fine. And then sometimes I know that I am going to have a lot of other things, like, so we were hanging in the field and I knew I wasn't gonna, this is like totally, you're gonna be outside, you're not gonna get a whole lot done. We had brand new baby quail that their temperature has to be adjusted literally like every half hour. So it was a lot, and I knew I was not gonna get a lot done. So I literally did a couple of things that I knew I had to do. One load of laundry, that is not normal for me. I'm usually doing 2 to 3 every single day. So I will basically plan, and I don't usually put a whole lot in for Saturdays and Sundays. I do a lot of times, like I might log things, but that's about it. And then the thing that I do really like about this Aura Estelle Daily Classic is at the beginning of the weeks they have like an overview, and then you can like jump back to that. So what I do is I actually, even though it says today, it's a lie. This is more like a weekly tab for me, but I don't care. I'm not going to bother changing it. But I use this one to allocate my week. So I will flip to the week, and then boom, I have my whole entire week laid out. Then what I usually do is I take one of these little metal Midori clips and I put it on the physical day. So like today that I'm filming this is the first day of June. It is on a Wednesday, and I will have that little tab on there, and then I know so I can flip to the week and flip to the day really easily. So hey, look at that, videos. That's on my list for today, and I'm actually getting it done. This has been on my list for like 2 weeks and I have not gotten anything done. So this is the stuff that I need to get done for today. And this was yesterday. And so in yesterday I had all of these things. I got a good amount of them done. I didn't arrow these ones. I just highlighted the ones that I didn't get done. So then I just port them to the next day, and that works. So anytime that I have like health things, I write it down. Weather, I kind of log a little bit about my day, and that's right now I'm more doing that so that when I decide to do more of a deeper journal thing, I have things that can like jot my memory down and I can remember. So that is that. That's how it's working for me right now. This planner really has been like my absolute favorite so far out of any planner that I have used. So I am super excited to be able to say, and she has already announced it, that that this is going to be restocked in July. And yeah, I'm hopefully gonna have fast fingers and be able to get my hands on a couple of them because I really love them. But so now let's just kind of do a quick flip. So I I actually ordered a butterfly kit from AliExpress, and it came with some of this like really cute paper, and I'm hiding one of my envelopes back here that came from Sterling Ink, and it just has some random either ephemera bits or stickers or monthlies, or what have you. It has all sorts of just kind of small stickers and such in there. One of the like June monthly calendars. So I just kind of keep that little envelope tucked in behind a cute piece of paper so that I don't see the envelope. I kind of did this from some stuff, again, paper that I received from AliExpress. This was a sticker that came in there and a little doily. And then what paper? Oh, this came from Planet Char. She usually sends these little like lacy, I really wouldn't even call it vellum because it's pretty thick. But so yeah, so I just kind of did that, and then I just tuck that in there, and I always have my little butterfly, which is significant for my Graves' disease, which I am happy to say, and I feel like I don't even like saying it because I do feel like I jinx myself, but I am in remission right now, and I am my happiest when I'm in remission. Hopefully I stay there for a little bit longer this time. I think I made a year once and like 6 months once. So we shall see. It is a wonderful feeling to feel like a normal person for a little while. Thyroid is quite the little bugger of an organ, so let me just tell you that. So I have a little sticky pocket here with some stickers and then just some sticky notes. My monthly tabs are from one of the Aura Estelle kits. I like them because they're minimal and they're super simple. Nothing fancy, nothing big and difficult to read, black and white. It's just easy, it's small, it doesn't get in the way. It's perfect for me. I'm just very, like I say, I'm very minimal, right? I'm like minimal right now. That is not minimal, but that's okay. There are some things I'm minimal about right now. I still haven't used these pages. Don't even know what I would use them for currently, so I'm just not. My monthlies, I started out with her kits, and I really did start this book out with the intent of it being very minimalistic. And then that didn't stick because it was boring and I didn't like it, and I just wanted to have something that made me really want to be in my planner. And I have to say, changing it is a big deal for me. I really enjoy having a planner that I want to go to. And so as you can see in April, slowly I start kind of decorating a little bit. I don't decorate my monthlies a ton, but June I did, and I love that. Like, I love that. But it's so easy to make your kits look, I mean, your months look so good with the Sterling Ink kits, because her kits are absolutely just beautiful. So I already know the theme for her July kit, and so I've already pre-done my numbers and I have written my days up at the top. I decided to start using markers for that for a couple of reasons. So her kits, I find that the numbers are difficult for my eyes to read because my eyes are old, and yeah. And then actually the days, some of them fit in the slots allocated for the Aura Estelle monthly, and some of them don't. Like the Wednesday, I always have to cut because it's such a long word. And I have again, I'm just old. I'm old and I have a hard time reading these. So they're beautiful and I really like them, but I have a hard time reading them, and the same with the numbers. So I started writing them in instead, and so that they're bigger and my old eyes can see them. Now, the yellow or the orange that I picked here was pretty lame because I'm probably going to struggle to see that too, but that's fine. So when her kit comes, then I'll put the monthly here, I'll put a couple of stickers, and that will be that. So as you can see, I started out very minimal. I was literally just putting stickers for different things that I had going on during the day. Very simple. I was actually doing my weekly plan out, which I could still do this. I was doing my weekly plan out here at the beginning instead of in my Hobonichi weeks, but I just decided I wanted to use the Hobonichi weeks so that I could bring it with me everywhere. And so I'm not using this space for that anymore. Oh, January, that's when I got my dairy cow. Isn't she so cute? Her name is Goldie. So yeah, you can see that it was very minimal for quite some time. And I'm just trying to think, like, February is when February is when I really started just gaming up my decorations a little bit, and now so the lighting is back and forth because the sun is coming in and out. Let me turn my overhead lights on in here, see if that helps. Okay, so then I don't need so much light. There we go. So yes, so I started, pulling out some kits that I had, and this was an old one that I had, and I just love mint and purple together. It's so pretty. And so I decorated that. I was doing like meal planning, and then that just fell off. I've not been doing meal planning anymore. So yeah, pretty simple. And like I don't sweat it when I'm busy and I really don't get to use my planner. I just don't care. It doesn't bother me anymore. It used to tremendously, but not anymore. So yeah, so I think March was, because I had like a day off, and I literally just sat at my desk and played with my planner. It was like it's a nice de-stressor. So March was like, it's my birthday month. It was my birthday month. So I wanted March to be super purple and super special, and it was. I loved it. So yeah, so I just kind of went through, and then I really went nuts and started watercoloring. So these are really more things that I need to be doing in my journal and not so much in my planner, because then it just bulks my planner up. So, but that's okay. It's fine. I had a nice little outlet and I enjoyed it in that time. So as you can see, weekends are generally pretty blank because I just don't get to my planner. So yeah, so then just a little bit here and there. This is me just somewhat realizing that my planner is bulking up, and I get a little nervous about that because I don't want it to be difficult to write in. So then I started tracking YouTube subs, and I was tracking how many people had signed up for the liaison. I was keeping track of that pretty much daily. I love this washi. It's sort of that see how it's cut out? It's fussy cut. I love it. That's so pretty. Yeah, so I'm not good at these flipping and talking things. I'm just not good at it. So basically, yes. And then I started tipping in the vellum that she gives for the monthly, because usually a month falls on the middle of it's not at the beginning, because it just consecutively goes. So I just tip that in there, and I was just noticing, it's sometimes I write this random stuff. So my small heifer calf is afraid of my husband, and unfortunately we think that possibly something happened in her younger life that has to do with men, and so literally only myself and my daughter can handle her. And it's sad. It's really sad, because I don't know why people do stuff like that. But, so, yeah. So just kind of, you know, and like a lot of times I will talk, like write some specific things down, and just so that I kind of know what's going on. Oh, that was a sad day when I missed the Vand Der Spek Codex thing because it sold out in like 5 minutes. That was pain. I wasn't happy about that. But I'm over it. I have 2 other ones coming that I'll have 2 for the price of the one that I would have bought. So yeah, and then like I started using fountain pens, and so like I have this one that I got, and I love this one. I had a credit from Endless Pens, and so I got this one for my credit because my credit was gonna expire, and yeah, so I needed to use it. But it's a Quaco, and I think it's the Vibrant Violet, I think it's called. And it has like the gold, it has a gold nib. It's not, I think it's gold plated or what have you, you know, it's like golden color. It's not like a physical gold nib that I'm aware of. I'm not 100% on that one. It's a double broad. It's really pretty. It's the aluminum, so it's metal. This is a bunny trail, sorry. But so I started writing with that because that's what I do. I get excited about using my fountain pens. So yeah, so and then like sometimes I will write like different scripture things that I'm trying to memorize. I usually do try to keep track of my nails and the color that they are. Again, tracking my YouTube subs, tracking weather, just different things. And, you know, so I have been kind of backing off just a wee bit on using too many stickers because, I mean, it's not terrible bad. I've seen a lot worse. And some people love super chunky planners. I just am not like a huge fan of trying to write over the bump. And I'm literally only, well, today's June 1st. So realistically, if this is like that, then my book's gonna be like this by the end of the year. And that's, oh, yeah, that's a lot. So I just don't know if I really want to have one that's quite that bulky. So one thing that I am doing, and I did want to just mention this before I forget. Let me grab this. Ah! Hit my light, hit everything. There we go. Sorry about that. So one thing that I'm doing is when Sterling Ink puts out her freebie for the month, I have been making washi tape out of it, out of this like super thin packing packing labels. So here is a piece of it that I had cut off just so that I can show you how thin this stuff is. So it is very much like having washi. You can just see that it is very, very thin. And so I've been printing out her monthly, like basically I print out the A5 and then I just like cut a bunch of it and print it on that packing paper so that I have like washi strips. And then I can kind of pre-plan some of her kit into, so like I also print out her, because she does this with the monthly. So I'll just show you really quick how, so that was pre-printed for June. We'll jump to July and see I already pre-printed a bunch of her July stuff as well. So this is her July theme, and obviously I can kind of pre-do that based on her giving that freebie out. So that's like really cool, and that's a really good hack for those of you that are international buyers that really can't afford the sub kit because of the shipping costs and such. And you could literally do the same thing. You could use her monthly printables, and then you can just cut extra after printing it on clear packing paper, and bam, you have your own sterling ink washi strips, super cheap. So yeah, so I just thought I'd mention that because I just kind of came up with that on my own, and I was like, oh, I think this will be a good idea, and it works out great. And it is pretty thin, so it doesn't bulk things up nearly as much. So that is good. So that's about it for the planner. I have some there's very few back pages in this planner. I have a car maintenance log, and I have an order log of things that I purchased, some extra sticky notes, list makers because I use that all the time, a blotting paper, and then I do keep minimal stickers in the back. So that is it for this planner. So I am using the Weeks and the B6, and then, this is a long video, sorry guys. Then I am also using, look at this beautiful, beautiful pouch. This is from kr.plans, I believe, on Instagram. I will link it below. That is so gorgeous. It is lined. Her stuff is beautiful. Anyway, I am using the A6, and I am using that for literally just schedule planning. So if I'm on the phone and I'm getting information about something, I will use these pages, but otherwise I'm not really using them. I'm just using the monthlies for when I'm going somewhere and I need to write a schedule down. That is it. So super simple. This fits in pretty much every bag